I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everyone, how is everybody?
Hi.
So good.
Gosh.
So
Oh my God,
good.
I'm so excited. Again, of course, as you guys can see, there is an extra box because we have Mr. Eric Freeman with us today.
Oh, hello.
How are you, Eric?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
We're doing
Amazing.
good. How's
The more
everyone?
Erics, the better.
Right?
Yes.
I like
What a
this.
name.
It's kind of like the double mint twins, you know, double the fun.
Yeah.
All right. So I know obviously we're all obsessed with Katy Keene. So let's talk about the last episode. And I always go to Bryant because he's just always so excited and he's always got the number one thing to say. So Bryant, what was your take on the whole episode?
I am so happy that we're getting these KO and Katy reunion vibes.
Right.
I love me some KO. I've been saying it since day one when we were back in the studio. That's my boy. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen. I love me some Xandra also, so I hope that she doesn't get her heart broken because I'm loving her so much as well. There was so much drama in this episode. Can't wait to talk about it with you guys all. Josie had her amazing performance, and there's so much to talk about. So let's do it. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to throw something out there that just kind of bothered me with this episode, and I'm just gonna fast forward all the way to the end of it where Katy's getting it on with Guy.
Express yourself.
Too.
And I'm speaking for the real women out there. You know, if some guy unzipped that dress, there would have been a faja under that, a girdle that was holding everything together. Not that little Victoria's Secret, all these straps under my dress. When I saw that, I was like, oh, that's cute. I'd be like, you wore that under a dress?
That's so funny that you mentioned that because when he unzipped her, I was like, wow, she looks bomb.com.
Right.
That little piece, I was like, yeah, she looked amazing.
I was like,
that's funny.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I need to start wearing stuff like that under my dress and not killing myself with a pair of Spanx.
Look, Katy comes ready so she doesn't have to get ready. Okay.
Yes. We're not in Riverdale anymore, sweetie.
All right. Well, see, that's why I always ask for a little bit more time. Be like, I'll be right back. Okay, give me 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes to try and peel this off. Okay. Oh my gosh. So, what did you guys think? Like, what I'm getting so upset that we keep getting left on cliffhangers with Pepper.
I know.
What is she lying about now?
Eric has some thoughts.
I'm Pepper's number one advocate, and Pepper is back on top in my eyes. Honestly, like she finally got Hannah in her place. Like she showed her who plays this game the best, and she finally got that divorce sign. So I think even though Pepper is about to be exposed, this is the moment that we need in order for you guys to be on board with Pepper like I am, because we need to know her backstory. But everything else, I'm all the way here for Pepper's scandal. I feel like
Eric, are you the only one on board with Pepper of this group?
I'm the only
Definitely.
one.
Wow.
Interesting. He's the one that's like, she does that. There's a reason. I understand the motive. But we're like, what's the motive? Why? Why does she want to do that?
A Pepper sympathizer. I dig it.
Yeah, she just wants to do well. She doesn't mean any harm. You know, it's a little shady, but she doesn't mean harm. She just wants to make it.
Let's be honest. The real way to make it, you got to pull some shady little things here and there.
That's true.
It's
like
true.
Xandra.
Maybe it's because we're all not ready to face the truth of sometimes the things we do that we got to do to get things done. But I loved the whole water bit. I was dying.
Now the water was genius. That was great.
Everything with the match, the branding.
Oh my gosh.
I stand.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But when it was the whole scandal, even when it came to giving the money, Josie, I just wanted to go through the camera and be like, girl, this is the friend you don't give money to because you probably won't get it back. Like, you know that friend? You guys ever had that friend who's like, oh, let me borrow like $10 or $20? You're never gonna see that $20 again. That's the type of friend she is.
That's the friend that you give the money to when you're not really like strapped for money. You're like, here, just take it, and I don't care.
Just take it. I'll never see it again.
I'll never see it again. You don't gotta give it back. But it's like these are the people that are like, I really need that 150, but I'm gonna give you that 150. So I'm gonna, I'm gonna hope that you're gonna bring it back, and they never give it back. You get mad, and it's like you knew this was gonna happen.
Oh my goodness.
But
that's just Pepper in a nutshell.
Yeah. We won't drag my good sis Pepper. Thank you very much. The attitude's
Eric.
here.
Eric, what about your thoughts? You're giving us some looks.
Me, Eric, or other Eric?
Yes.
So confusing.
I will be Devontae tonight. Devontae tonight.
Devontae.
Yes.
So Eric,
Bryant,
what did you think?
I'm totally with you. That KO Katy moment. I love them together. I'm a big fan of those two. And also the punch to the face.
So good.
Intense moment. I didn't know what was going to happen in this episode, so I watched it completely blind. I was shocked and very happy.
Yes, my knight in shining armor.
You know,
it's good KO moment. Yes, he
there
did.
we go. KO gave him a K. I think
he earned his name.
I think Katy wanted to be KO'd by KO, if you know what I mean, and she was just vulnerable when she went to go see when she saw Guy. So I don't know. I don't know if that was genuine or just like I couldn't get KO, so let me jump on the next thing that's right there.
Well, he also mentioned her name in the blogs. I mean, publicity makes me a little hot too. So I think that we meet Katy where she's at.
Okay, you know. A lot of these girls, they appreciate it, and they'll give you a nice little reward. But I thought there was going to be something a little more between Katy and KO. Or am I just being too optimistic, and I just really want them to get back together?
We need more time to miss the couple, because we still haven't seen how KO and Xandra are working. So if they break up, we would be like, how? Why? None of this makes sense. Right. So I feel like the writers need to create this type of buildup so that we were invested. Katy and KO is more of like a season 2 reunion. That way it's like long awaited, like give the people what they want, but make them wait.
Oh, I don't know if I can wait, but I feel you on that. Because like I said, I don't want Xandra to kind of just get like thrown to the wayside, because I feel like she's really coming up, and I don't want KO to just kind of like blow her aside. But I do want Katy and KO back together so bad, because I already miss them. Like since the beginning episodes, I love them so much, and I miss them so much already. So like this time of them apart, like I'm like waiting for them to get back together. So we'll see. But season 2, I'm calling you on that. I like that too.
I like that idea. I think you're right. Like it's not going to happen this season, or it's going to be another cliffhanger, and I'm going to be like, are you kidding me?
Right.
Are you kidding me? I gotta wait. Yvette can't wait. Yvette's not a good waiter. But on top of that, like, I don't know how I felt about the Josie and the Pussycats performance during.
Can we talk?
Yeah. I am gonna let Devontae take this, because
our text chain was blowing up.
You know us, we don't hold back on these performances, because let me tell you, if you can't, those that can't do teach, but let me tell you,
we were at the Meta Gala, right? Xandra took Josie's performance last week, right? Okay, I just want to make sure everything's in line before. Okay, so we're at this Meta Gala, and you guys are wearing leotards. You guys are wearing leotards. That's strike one. I don't know what the theme of the Meta Gala is. What was it? Mask.
They said behind the mask.
Yeah, behind the mask.
We're off brand. I'm seeing leotards and cat ears. Granted, it's the Pussycats, and it was cute, but it was just like, okay. And then issue number 2, they're singing this new song, but last week we had an issue because the girls weren't really featured in the song, but Josie was the only one singing this week.
So true.
So I was just like, so what did we practice? What did we discuss? Josie didn't listen to the direction of the group.
So what we discussed was, this is how I feel, and she's like, but I don't care.
Right, this is still my group. Let's never forget.
But in defense of Josie and the Pussycats, they got what they came for, which was the publicity, right?
Sure.
They came to just make a big entrance, get some clicks on Twitter.
Right.
Mission accomplished. It wasn't like about establishing who they are and what they are, but just like getting their name out there.
Right. And we're here for the redemption. I was just like, I was taking notes because I want everything to be cohesive. So I was just like, oh, okay. Noted. Josie's not listening.
I don't know. I didn't really care for it. Maybe it's like I did want, like, it's the Meta Gala, and like you want these big outfits and like this big costume, and I'm such a slut for costumes and production and plays and all that. So I'm just like, I love to see all that. Like if she would have gotten me like some cat suit from Fashion Nova / Ryan and Walter.
Okay, come on, Fashion Nova partnership.
Fashion Nova
Right. Tell them to cut the check. Because if you think about it, if you think about how Xandra came on the scene with her group, it was like
looked
it was a scene and they had the
Mhm.
background to match. But Josie and them were in the hallway singing for free. And that's what I'm saying.
Well, you know what though? But you got to do with what you have and what you're given.
That's
Sure.
true.
You know, they
I'll give
really
you that.
did. They really did make do with what, you know, Pepper had to pull a lot of strings and do a lot of things just to even get that. So it was kind of like it's here or nothing.
Yeah.
You're right.
So, but I'm
You
still
threw Pepper in there, so I'll lay off.
But no, I 100% agree with you that Xandra killed it last week, and I like give so much props to that. Like I held no punches last week when I said that I loved how she just took those royalties. She took the masters and she ran with them. She like those are her
You
songs.
gotta
and
read the
she
fine
owned them.
print.
Yeah.
You gotta read the fine print.
You got to.
Yeah. So
I don't
yeah.
know
So
how many contracts I've signed and not read.
Yeah.
them. I'm like, oh god.
right, but reeling from
Which
that
I
performance,
noted when at the end there was a signing of a contract.
mhm.
Not a lot of reading of that fine print. So
Oh.
I feel like
Oh.
Yeah. I bet you Pepper put all 300K as hers. Oh my god, prediction. So sorry, jumped in to the end
Oh,
of
it's
the show.
okay.
Oh, Pepper might get beat up.
Because Hannah is crazy, but she's on her meds right now. She's stable.
Oh,
Yeah,
true.
but
But
she
the
did-
thing is, she did, but Hannah did snitch on
Mhm.
Pepper.
Right.
And
Yeah, but
she
what it-
told.
But okay, she snitched on Pepper and she told, but how valid is whatever she said if she's crazy, if she's
That is so true, Yvette. Because
You
I didn't
know
even think
what?
about that. Like she just walked into this stranger's record shop and like dropped all these stuff on him, and he believed her. I was
exactly.
like,
But
It's
do
valid
you
because
guys
Alex is
know
already
that?
skeptical.
okay, I guess.
But do
I-
So
you
now,
guys-
what are you thinking?
That's
just
how I
don't
always
think-
got out of it.
maybe I've been
Sorry.
watching. Maybe I've been watching, Katy Keene 2.0 or something because literally maybe we don't watch the same season because Pepper has been lying this whole time. She's a scammer, okay? And I'm just gonna let me just break down scamming
Go,
101.
go.
Okay.
Not that I'm a scammer or anything, but I do know a scammer. Number one, they shouldn't be scamming their friends, but Pepper, she scams whoever, can get her into whatever place.
Yeah.
So you can only go so far with a scammer. And Pepper, I would not she could be my great best friend. I would tell her, Pepper, I just can't give you that money because I already know. I know you like to scam and I don't know where it's going to go. And I think that she is doing something shady.
Mhm.
I don't trust her.
Devontae, take it away.
Because
Okay, because the history is on Sanaa's side. I don't like how you said it. It was really pointed, but the history is on your side. And I just really want to believe that after that conversation with Josie in particular, because none of the other people were exposed, like no one else was around when Pepper was exposed but Josie. So I feel like they have a new level of understanding where it's like, okay, look, I'm not going to cross you in particular. I don't think Pepper means to cross anybody. I just think that people get caught up in her mess, but she's definitely not going to try Josie at this point because there's that understanding. And it's like, you fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So I feel like Pepper has a new level of respect. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt, but I don't know. I don't know.
I kind of agree with you. I kind of agree with you on that aspect, but I also feel that a lot of people know that she gets, that like she knew that things were getting a little rocky between her and her friendship. So she really knew that anyone can come in there, anyone can tear her down, and anyone can say anything.
Sure.
So it's like, you gotta, not to sound like I do these things, but you gotta take opportunity when it's there. You gotta jump on there. You gotta beat the horse while the horse is down. If you're gonna be cutthroat like that,
Right.
you gotta get in there at the right time. Guys, I swear to you, I am not a gangster that goes after I see everyone just kind of like looking at me like,
beat him one
okay. They're like, Yvette's okay, but I don't know. I think as much as we saw out of everyone, I think Pepper's like story is developing a lot more, like Michael had mentioned before.
Yeah, we're gonna see it all come crashing down next episode, I feel, because we had that little teaser in the end where even Jorge says, like, is she scamming us? Is she conning us? So it's finally gonna blow up in her face, and I'm not ready for it. But I'm also ready for it because I think she needs to be exposed for all this to really work out, because I do agree with you, Eric, in the fact that I don't think that she's really trying to hurt her friends. They're kind of collateral damage, but I feel like she needs it to blow up in her face really, really badly for her to see that they are collateral damage, and she won't stop doing all these cons or all these tricks until it really, really hurts somebody. So I feel like it needs to blow up in her face for it to happen.
Pepper just needs to get cursed out one time, and then I think it'll be fine.
Yes. Xandra needs to come for her because
maybe a little slap. Maybe a little slap.
Yes. Send KO after her. I'm just kidding. That's not
cool. Well, Eric, you get the benefit of, this episode you said you were onlooker like the rest of us. So like, what is your take on Pepper? Like, in front of the camera and off the camera, like, what do you see being a part of the show and as a viewer?
Oh my God, off the camera, she's the nicest person. So it's so funny to see her be so sneaky and, doing all these cons on the show, because she was nothing but incredibly kind on set. So she's, a testament to her acting. She's such a different person in the show.
But does her character mean harm, or is she just a messy con artist?
No, I mean, I feel like a messy con artist is kind of a great way to describe her. But what I agreed with your take early on, which is that she's there for her friends. She wants what's best for her friends. And sometimes she has to do some, finagling to get there. But whatever scheme she's up to, she wants to help Josie and the Pussycats be the new band. She wants Jorge to, achieve his dream. She wants all of her friends to achieve their dreams, and she wants to achieve her own, and she's willing to do the, whatever it takes to get there. And sometimes whatever it takes is not necessarily a great thing and backfires. Right. But I think at the end of the day, she's a good heart.
I mean, I think, he has a point. I mean, some of us, we have gotten into the point where it's like, we're trying to do something for our friends. We're like, we told you we'd do it. We're going to get it done. You got to do, I think she just means well. It's just every time she gets caught, it's in like the worst way possible. Like if it's the worst scenario that could happen, it happens to poor Pepper.
I wish that she would have gotten caught by Xandra so that Xandra could have like ended her. Because like I feel like Xandra's not one to be messed with, and I feel like if it would have blown up in her face with that whole thing where she promised Xandra the lead, then she promised Josie the lead, and I feel like if it all really blew up in her face, then Xandra would have like ended her, and then it would have been like over for Pepper. But
Brian, when did you hop on Xandra's bandwagon?
Yes, that's what I want to know, because you're talking a lot about Xandra, and I'm like.
It's last episode. She did it for me. She was that girl when she took her masters and she said, "These are mine," and she got her own band, and she dropped down to her knees with that, that little God, who does that? What artist does that? Like,
didn't Shakira do that?
I probably,
Shakira?
but yeah, she was bomb.com, and I am so on board with her now because I love when someone like doesn't let anybody stop them. Like no matter, it's kind of weird though, because now I feel like
where was what she did right.
Where was this energy with Camille last week?
Right, thank you.
You know what? I should have.
So I had to be neutral.
I should have just told my grandma. I should have been like, "You go sit over there and you don't call for me for an hour, okay?" I needed to be on here, but I could not. But I mean, what did I miss that? Like now, all of a sudden, like Xandra.
I love
she does her coochie slide, and everyone loves her now.
No, Bryant. It's Bryant.
Eric, also, what was it like working on set? Like, how was that like working with everyone?
I mean, it was amazing. This was one of the best sets I've ever been on. I play a sort of a smaller side character, so I wasn't sure how I was going to be welcomed on set, and everyone just treated me like just one of the gang. It was amazing. Everyone was really, really kind. The writers, the producers, and the actors, and they just like very early on were just like, "Yeah, dude, you're part of Katy Keene now." So, I mean, it was truly amazing. It really was.
You are part because you were making because your character buzz. Your character buzz was definitely the buzz around town. Okay,
yes. Because I mean, we see. I mean, are we going to be seeing more of Buzz? Is there going to be a little bit more of development for Buzz leading into season 2? Because I mean, I don't want to just see you running. That's not the last thing I want to see of you is running.
Right.
Oh my God, that was a fun scene to film. It was freezing that day.
Oh my gosh.
I sure hope so. I mean, I don't want to give anything away. You will see me again, but sort of up in the air with season 2. We'll see.
Well, I really hope that they develop the character a lot more, because I think going into yours and Jorge's relationship will explain a lot of things.
Yeah.
Right. Especially because now that you're out, I feel like we'll get more layers of Buzz. Before it was kind of like, I'm going to be this conservative guy, but now you are out. We've seen you in drag. We've seen you a part of this threesome. It's like there are layers now that's coming towards the end of the season.
Oh, we thought, you thought we were going to forget about the threesome. That's
right.
I had a feeling it might get mentioned.
So, Bryant was the #1 fan of the threesome.
Right.
So, how was it? I've always wanted to know, and you don't have to answer, obviously. How was it filming something like that?
Oh, it was an intense day of filming. I don't know why. It was very professional, though. There was, a intimacy coordinator on set, which is kind of a new position. Kind of in the Me Too era, it's developed as a new position on set, and it made everyone feel very comfortable, and everyone was very, felt very safe in that environment on set. And I mean, it was a long day of filming. That's all I'll say. I think we filmed a bit more than actually made it to the episode.
See, I wanted to ask about that because I felt like I was like left with just like this, like not enough. Like we just got.
It was definitely a tease of what we actually filmed that day.
It was, yes. I was teased. I felt teased and played with and hurt.
Brian wants to know where he can apply to be intimacy coordinator.
That's really what he's saying. Right? Yeah,
that's really what he's trying to get
at. I think you have to, like, it's a whole
liaison.
thing. You have to get certified, and it's.
All right, here we go. Yeah. I'm going on Google.com.
The intimacy. So does the intimacy coordinator, do they like show you the moves, or like how does that work?
Our intimacy coordinator was he had a background in dance and choreography, so he actually was very helpful in kind of coordinating the moves, through the bedroom and all that. I don't know if that's like a common thing of that position, but we were lucky in that our guy did have those skills. So he definitely was kind of a part of that creative process of the logistics of the scene.
Because it's always about what it looks like, you want it to look effortlessly and like just sexy and raw.
Right.
Oh, all right. I'm like sitting here and I'm like thinking of like all the dance training I've had. I'm like, I've done ballroom. I was like, so what can I put with what here to make it look sexy?
Intimacy coordinator.
Me and Yvette are applying. We'll see you in season 2. Eric.
You guys are gonna see me on crutches. Be like, sorry guys.
Trying to make something happen.
It did not go well.
Yeah.
But so basically the ones who did not need any intimacy coordinators were our other favorite threesome, which is KO, Katy, and Guy. Now, I don't know how I felt about Guy's little, I want to say temper tantrum when it did not go his way. Like I mean, you know what? Don't come at me trying to be Mr. Professional. I'm going to play hard with you. I'm going to play hardball. Then you get told someone doesn't like your dress, was just something very normal in the fashion industry. People will tear it apart, tell you they don't like it. And then you go crying. You get hit, you go off crying, and then you don't want to show up and you're stomping your feet like a little girl.
Girl.
I really didn't like how he, like you said, reacted to the whole thing, because wasn't it him who was telling Katy, like, she has to work her way up and all this other stuff, and people ain't gonna like your stuff. All of this crap, and it's just like, now look at you. And I really didn't like when Katy is trying to get him from the police station because he's acted a fool in the streets, running the street, and she's trying to help you. She bought an egg sandwich with her money, from Lacey's, some coffee from her money from Lacey's. Her phone is blowing up. She finally
He doesn't even pay her, by the way.
Right, she's an apprentice. That's not tax deductible.
Her.
Yeah, I hate to see it.
And so it's just like, to me, it was just so selfish because it's like you have all of this in your hands right now and you want to throw a fit because you get to choose when you get to go and you're invited all the time to the Meta Gala. And now you want to throw a fit? No. And I like how Katy stood her ground and said, look, I'm not begging you. Either you're going to come or you're not.
Well, yeah,
but I'm going to go.
Oh, she's
Katy
like,
said, but I'm going. Yeah. But I'm going. I don't know about you, but I'm going.
What I would have wished he did too, I know he gave her the shout out and the publicity, but I wish he would have brought her on the red carpet.
Yes.
He needed to do that. If he really wanted to show how grateful he was to her, that would have been it. Because he can say her name, but no one knows her face. So if he would have brought her on the red carpet, that would have been it.
Because at the end of the day, you know, he knew that if it wasn't for Katy, you wouldn't have a dress, sir. Mm-hmm. And frankly speaking, that dress is not yours because you didn't even touch it.
Mm-hmm. That dress was everything. Like
it was really cute.
That dress was compared to what, not even compared to where it came from. Like where it came from at first was real like Addams Family in color, and I was like, no. But like where it went to, I was like, this is a look. This was the deconstruction.
The deconstruction and the structure of the boning. Like when she was talking about the boning of a dress, the understitching of a dress. I told you my grandma used to do all that stuff. So when she's like, I'm gonna deconstruct it, like in my mind, it just like poof. I was just like, you know, when you see stuff at the Met Gala, you're like, I can't wear that. Like there's no way I could ever wear anything like that. This was a dress that it could be made into different designers could remake it and anyone could really wear it. Because let me tell you, the boning of that dress on that body, the lines, everywhere it hit on her curves, I was like, damn, I need a dress like that.
Right. Shout out to the Katy Keene costume department. Just absolutely killed it with everything.
That's amazing.
I mean, the show's about fashion, so you have to have a good costume department, and they were unreal.
How is that? Yeah. How is that to be around that whole department?
I mean, it's like a flurry when you walk up to that floor. They are constantly making dresses. You know, there's just so much going on in the costume department, and they're also wonderful people. Like everyone on the show is just so great, and they have a hard job, especially in a show like this.
Right. This is their time to show what it is that they do.
Exactly. Yes. I feel like there's really like no room to get it wrong. Because it's
who
knows about fashion, you're the costume department. This is all you.
They're like as stressed as the people in the show are portraying people who make clothes are.
Yeah,
right.
If not more.
That's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
Speaking of a great person, Amanda. This episode.
Yeah, she gave the dress.
Amanda gave a lot this episode without giving too much. It was a new age Gloria.
Yes.
I feel like everyone wants to hate Katy, but no matter how hard they try, they can't. And what they end up realizing is it's like she's just a talented girl, you know? And I think people in the beginning, obviously, you feel threatened by someone that's more talented than you or more driven than you, whatever it may be. But it's like they're threatened at first, but then you grow to appreciate it. And you're kind of like, you almost like you put yourself in that box where it's like you can't get out of it, but you're slowly inching your way out of there because it's like, I really do appreciate everything you're doing. And I think that's what she was like when she's like, no, here. And she gives her the dress. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Right. And I loved how Katy said, like, she's going to do the Gloria Granville thing. She's going to be a personal shopper because that's what she's always wanted to do. And I'm going to focus on my thing. Like, it was kind of like a women building each other up kind of thing. Like, there's enough room of success to go around. Like, we don't need to cut each other down or fight each other for the same thing, where there's enough success for us all to go around. So I love that. And like you said, I think that's a testament to just how Katy is, and that's why people love her, grow to love her, because she's just such a warm person, and like you just love her. So I love her and KO, waiting for that to happen again.
You also love Xandra. I don't know what to believe anymore, Bryant.
You're gonna be disappointed at the end of this show. Wow. I mean like you love both of them. You're a Xandra fan and a Katy fan. Someone's gotta win that battle.
Someone's gonna get their heart broken. And
oh my god, we all jumped like when we see like
I realized someone's gotta win.
We all jumped like if someone like just saw their boyfriend's cell phone light up in a text.
Right.
But
talking about it's Domino's pizza.
Yeah.
oh no, not the Domino's. Maybe
Right.
outside Domino's is ready.
Talking about hot and ready. That's Little Caesars, not Domino's. But
right, that's all brand.
Okay,
are we talking about Jorge?
Oh my gosh, let's talk about Jorge. You know me, I have such a soft spot for him. Like I said, I feel like how they've portrayed his coming out, the parents' reaction, the parents' concern, his, you know, his fight with the parents' concern and him wanting to be his own self. Like, I love how they've just portrayed it, and it's been written so beautifully, and I appreciate it. Jorge's brother.
Let's have a moment.
My God.
Let's oh my God.
Baby.
Let's have a moment.
Who's the head of casting?
Yeah, please.
Who's the head of casting?
Sister, brother.
Let's get them a raise.
Let's
get them a raise.
Let's get them a raise. But okay, so we had our moment for his brother.
Yes.
I just thought it was, you know, I've always loved how the brother loves him so much, and the brother couldn't care less or anything like that. So I just think in this episode we still see Jorge struggling, and I know we've always talked about how he's got so much that he's dealing with, and I think it was really big of him, and I think it's really going to benefit whatever relationship he ends up having. The fact that he's like, I need to do this alone, because he is self-sabotaging everything. He is, you know, he does a lot of things that he shouldn't be doing, and he knows it's because he's got his own inner turmoil.
Absolutely. What I 1000% need to say about Jorge this episode was we finally saw why he is going through it. Like, I feel like we were talking about this for the entire season. We're like, why is he so pissed at everybody? Why is he such a self-saboteur? Why does he have so much drama? But if I was kicked out by my parents, I would have the exact same feeling, you know? So he is so justified in his feelings, and I love how they brought it up. And I love how they kind of saved it for this moment to bring it up, because you know they strung us along like this. We were like, God, why is he like really in his own feelings? But it's he has such a reason to be. And like you said, Yvette, I am 1000% the biggest Bernardo and Jorge stan. But I love how Jorge just said, I have to do this on my own, and I have to figure my own stuff out before I can move forward in a relationship. Because I know so many friends who do not do that, and they just hop from relationship to relationship. And anybody does that, you know, like, when you go through so much things, you need to take time for yourself to figure things out and rebuild so you can start fresh with somebody else. So I feel like Jorge needs that.
Yep.
I'm with Bryant.
Amen.
That's good.
Amen.
Now will Buzz, you know, creep back into Jorge's life, or is that not a thing?
Or Bernardo's life, because Bernardo's on the market.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought about that when he was just like, well, if you ever change your mind, you know where I'll be. But I'm like, what if Bernardo's like, well, Buzz, you know, I don't, but so Eric, what is it?
He threw the key.
I'll say you
no,
will see me again. You will see me
Okay.
again, but I'm not going to give anything else away.
Okay. Is it going to be in a 2-scene or a 3-scene? No, I'm just kidding. But
It's a fair question,
Fair question. I think we were, you know, teased a little bit. Like I said, I think Bryant wanted the HBO version. But we weren't able to get the HBO version.
I was sad, but it's okay. I got just enough that I needed.
Okay. So I know time's winding down, and we still haven't gotten enough what we needed. So Sanaa, what is your special segment this time?
So it's the infamous 60 seconds. I really love this game. So we have 60 seconds with Eric. So basically, I'll ask you a number of questions, and your goal is to answer all of the questions before the 60 seconds is up.
Wow. Okay. Pressure. Let's do it.
No pressure. No pressure.
No pressure. Okay. Does anyone have the timer for us?
Brian, do you have a timer?
I got it. Yes.
Okay.
I will do the
Okay.
All right. And go.
Okay. What's your middle name?
Andrew.
Who was your last text to?
My mom.
Oh.
Best place to vacation.
Any beach.
Bernardo or Jorge?
Oh, the
that
drama.
Is so unfair.
The drama.
Okay, Jorge, don't tell Bernardo.
Oh. Last time you watched cartoons?
Today.
Favorite superhero?
Oh God. Iron Man.
Who do you want to be stuck on an island with?
A golden retriever puppy.
Oh,
So cute.
so wholesome.
When was the last time you danced?
Last weekend.
Oh,
in quarantine.
Time.
He's like, have to add that.
How many rolls of toilet tissue do you have?
Oh God, I don't want to check. I'm just thinking there's still some left.
What's your favorite app to use?
My favorite app?
Yep.
I just downloaded TikTok recently and it's addicting. I haven't made any, but I am just swiping for hours.
Amazing.
And then also, how what's your Starbucks order?
Oh.
I like cold brew. Black cold brew. Nothing else. Yeah.
Oh. You put anything in it, like sugar?
Nothing. No. Black coffee.
Okay, there we go.
That's strong.
Yes, very strong. And then also, what's your favorite item in your
4 minutes?
Yeah, girl. He said time about 4 questions ago.
I did hear him say time, but I wanted it to go on, so I didn't
You
say
never make 60 seconds. I say time 4 times.
I'm
When
not
you
gonna
never
lie.
hear the time.
I'm not gonna lie. In my head, I was like, that 60 seconds is going really fast. I was
The
like, he's
longest minute.
answering really quick.
I thought
Like a microwave
minute.
minute.
I was like, wow, this is going a long time. I never heard time. Okay, we have to get you a buzzer. We gotta get you a buzzer.
Oh yeah, like the taboo buzzer that you like.
Yes, because I
hilarious.
swear I didn't hear it.
Because you get so excited and I'm just like, I don't want to kill it. Let her go.
Right. Like, let her keep going.
I love it.
Well, if it makes you feel better, technically, you beat the challenge.
Well, there you go.
All right, here we go.
So, what do we think is gonna happen from? Do we want to do next episode or do we want to do from here on out?
Oh, maybe next because I feel like there's
Let's
still
do
the
next.
finale.
Okay.
Yeah, we still have
Okay.
another one.
Okay, Devontae.
Oh,
Yikes. Oh, I was hoping I was first.
First.
Well, obviously Pepper's gonna be exposed. That goes without saying. I don't know what to make of Guy and Katy because I feel like they want to keep on this professional thing, but they keep getting hot and bothered. So I don't know.
What is turning them on? There's literally sewing machines in there. Like, Sarah, I don't understand.
If you have someone taking your measurements and touching your body in certain areas,
I feel you on that one. Yeah, there we go.
My
That's
seamstress is 75. It's never happened. What else is going on? Josie, I don't know what to think anymore. I really don't know. Next, buzzer time. Next.
I really do think that Amanda and Katy will become friends in a way. I also think that Pepper, she's gonna get revealed. And I think she did a power move with the divorce, contract that she gave. I think she played a power move in that. And I think that Josie is really going to be upset with Pepper. Like, I feel like it's going to be some underlying stuff that's really going to destroy a lot of stuff. And I think she might even get kicked out the house. I hope not.
Pepper,
where is
Josie.
she going to go, sister? Where is she going?
Wait, Pepper or Josie?
The pepper plant.
Oh, yeah, with the airbed, with the blood. Oh, honey, where she did it with Dee Dee. Oh God.
But I hope she doesn't get kicked out.
I know, same. I think that I called it a little bit earlier. I 100% agree with this. And I think she did add some extra stuff into that contract because, like we said, she didn't read it. She just signed it. So we'll see what's gonna happen. I think this is gonna throw a wrench into Josie and Alex's relationship because one thing I do want to see is a little bit more of that because I feel like they're like really like hit or miss. Like sometimes we'll get a lot of the relationship, sometimes we'll get nothing. Like this episode, we literally just got them sleeping on the couch. Like seriously, in the recording studio with the Pussycats. Like, oh my God, what was the girl watching? Like, can please someone describe that scenario? But I definitely think that we're gonna see that breakup, and I think we're gonna definitely get a lot of aftermath of Guy and Katy sleeping together because they've been so back and forth, like trying not to, like you said, Eric. and they finally went there, and it's gonna kind of throw a wrench into that relationship as well, like professionally and personally.
Yeah, I think the whole Katy and Guy thing, that's gonna backfire. I think it's definitely going to be I'm gonna throw it out there. I think Guy's getting more emotionally invested in her than she is in him, because she said it. No one talked about it. She said it. I don't think I'll ever really get over KO. So that girl is still thinking about that man while she's with another one. So I think that's going to cause a bit of a friction between them, and she's going to still keep going up, not keep going after KO, but she's going to make sure that she's always seen with him, or he's always seen her. Pepper's going to get exposed, but I have a feeling we're going to sympathize with Pepper. So whatever gets exposed, there's going to be an explanation as to why, and it's going to be a really good explanation. And Josie and the Pussycats, girl, they're just a mess. That's just a mess. Josie and the Pussycat, Josie and the Kitty Cat, Xandra and the Kitty Cat, Sandra and Siegfried and Roy. I don't know anymore. So, I mean, I think that's where that's gonna go. And I think Jorge, Buzz, and Bernardo, I think it's gonna fizzle out into Jorge and Buzz. I said it.
And that leaves Bernardo for me. And there we go. That's moving on. Moving on to the 2021.
Well, it looks like our time is basically up. So I want to thank you so much, Eric, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
You got to see this group of degenerates go on and on and on.
I will say, you guys know your Katy Keene.
Love it. I say I love it. I literally have a favorite episode every single episode. Like every single time I come here, I'm like, this was such a good episode, right, guys? Like, I love it.
And you know what? We loved having you on here, and we really do hope that your character develops throughout the season and we see more of you. So thank you so much for coming on. And where can we find you at, Bryant?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at the Bryant Santos.
All right. What about you, Mr. Devontae?
You can catch me on Instagram at The World According to Eric, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Eric Devontae.
And Sanaa?
You can follow me on Instagram at @IAM_SANA_, and on Twitter at @IAM_Sanaa.
All righty. And what about you, Mr. Eric?
I'm on Instagram at Eric Freeboy.
All right.
Okay.
And you guys can always find me on everything at Sports and Sass with 3 S's. And you will see us here next Friday night at home, ready to talk Katy Keene like we do every Friday. So thanks, guys.
Yes.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup.